managing the TLS certificates for all of my workloads. And people aren't exactly ideal with that, but they love the cost optimizations. And I keep looking at this problem and I'm going, well, ngrok has an SDK for Rust and for JavaScript and for Go. Like, I don't need a sidecar. I just need to wrap the entry point of my application. And it's one line of code with these SDKs. And I have access to Kubernetes endpoints. I can do workload to workload MTLS. So it's like, to me, I'm like, why are people not seeing the value proposition here as well? And I would love to see that become more aware to people. And I'm curious if this is something like, you see you dog a lot. Are you using the SDKs in this fashion? Is this something you've explored, you've tried, you've experimented with?
It's an interesting question, and the service mesh space is an interesting one. ngrok at the moment, for an intra-cluster kind of service mesh, the model that we run in today doesn't really make sense for service mesh. When traffic flows through ngrok, it bounces through our cloud service, which for ingress makes sense, right? It's coming from the outside world. It needs to come into the cluster. For two services that are sitting in the same cluster, having them, bounce out to our cloud and back, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. However, what I would say is, I agree with you that the programming model makes more sense. And so one of the things that we're particularly excited about is just the belief that we should be, when you're thinking about service mesh, when you're thinking about the kind of problems that folks are tackling in that space, we are still thinking at layer 4, which is an interesting place to be for all of us infrastructure engineers and platform engineers who are building out these services. When you use the internet as a consumer, we only deal at layer 7. When we put things in our web browsers, when we configure where our things point to, our webhooks, we predominantly use layer 7, but inside of our clusters, we're still sitting at layer 4. And I think that creates a number of problems around that space, and I'm interested to see where that ecosystem goes. Does it go more towards layer 7, the way that we think about the broader internet? And I expect it will.